Hey everybody, PatsPlatesPv TV. It's a Pat chat. This is my friend Tony.
Hey guys, Tony
Where,
Casares.
where are you from originally, Tony?
I'm from Nayarit, but I was out in California.
Yeah, you're from California. You
Yeah,
said you there when you were 4 years old, right?
yeah, 4 years old till about 3 years ago, so about 20, 23 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you are 27 now.
28, so 24 years.
Oh man, you're getting old.
Yeah, getting a little old.
So I want to reach out to some of you, my clients, my followers that are watching me, because Tony would like to become a firefighter down here in Puerto Vallarta. And he's been telling me a little bit about what's going on and the process and that stuff. And it sounds very interesting, but definitely, no pun intended, definitely by, got to lift yourself up by your own bootstraps, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, a little about myself. I'm a very calm individual. I like to go hiking. I like to go see the sunsets on my spare time. I'm a very I dedicate on my work a lot when it interests me, of course, you get me?
Yeah.
So, like as a firefighting,
And tell us what is it about firefighting that, you're starting now with classes, EMT classes, emergency classes?
yes, I'm studying to be a paramedic at the moment. Just because of the fact that my Spanish isn't all that great, and my goal is to become a firefighter,
Yeah.
and it's the only classes relatively close in that area of expertise.
Hmm.
So I want to get the proper lingo, as they say, the
Hmm.
proper lingo, and educate myself in that area to see if I could become a firefighter.
Hmm. And so, one of the things I know you're looking for, the reason we're having this little chat right here, is that you're looking for experienced firefighters that maybe they can reach out to you by, I don't know, WhatsApp or email, or if they're here in the greater Puerto Vallarta area, you'd like to meet them to help explain. You're going through the firefighter book. What is this
Yeah,
thing?
I believe it's called the IFSA. It's a manual, a firefighter manual.
Hmm.
I'm a volunteer at the moment here in the city, and as I don't know if many of you guys know, but they don't give any courses out to volunteers. So it's basically a hands-on, and of course it's pretty dangerous because you're going into an environment where it's unknown territory. You
So
get me?
you're already volunteering as a firefighter, dealing with firefighter stuff, but you don't have any education
Exactly.
or minimal.
I have the minimal education, but I'm already in the front lines with them, and they just basically gave me a manual to go over.
They give you a book.
Yeah, the IFSA, and I'm going over it alone and basically going in blind. Of course, I do ask questions
Yeah.
while I'm during volunteer, but it's not like having a proper instructor go along with me through the chapters in the book, explain why they do it, how they do it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it does say how they do it, but not because like it doesn't go into details like that.
Hmm. Okay, that's awesome. So you'd love to connect with some people, and as a volunteer firefighter, they have given you some equipment, but we were chatting about it. It's stuff that's typically already come from the States or Canada as a donation.
Yes.
The regular firefighters have already used it pretty well, and now they're
They handed it down to me. Yeah, the struc the structural gear is pretty.
structural. You're saying, what does that comprise? What does that
It comes
consist
with
of?
the helmet, with the jacket, the structural jacket, and structural pants with the boots,
Hmm.
and they're pretty worn down.
They're pretty worn down. So you got the boots. What about like gloves, mask? I don't know. What kind of other stuff could you use, or what will you have to buy?
I had to buy the lamps, the I forgot what they're called in English, but the hood,
Stem?
basically the
Okay,
hood,
protective hood.
the protective for the outside area for when you put your face mask for the oxygen.
Hmm.
I had to buy that. I had to buy the structural gloves, um, those type of basic stuff. They just gave me the bigger equipment, but of course, like I mentioned, really beat down.
Really, really be, yeah. So
Yeah.
if anybody out there has a connection to help Tony buy or receive some of this equipment he's looking for, definitely be appreciated. Um, I don't know if you want to go a little bit deeper. What kind of brought you to this path? Where were you a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago?
Okay.
With your
Well,
comfort level?
yeah, no worries. We all gotta let go of our past, you get me?
Yeah.
But my past actually built me into the man I am today, just because of the simple fact that I had a pretty tough childhood, right? That typical Hispanic in the neighborhood gets drawn in, gets compelled to those adults in the corner since mom wasn't always at home. She was always working. Can't blame her. She was
Just
very
supporting you
hardworking.
and your two sisters, right?
Exactly. At the moment, I didn't see it like that.
Yeah.
I started becoming a bad rebel, and it. I went down the wrong path. Went down the wrong path. It took me to be completely honest. I ended up in prison.
Yeah.
I did 3.5 years, and
Hmm.
you reap what you sow. So I had to sign for voluntary deportation, and that's what brought me out here. But
That's
that,
when we first met.
yes,
And that was, Tony is also my wife's cousin. And so you went to the States when you were 4,
yes,
grew up, and uh, then were deported and came back here. That's when we met. And kind of a culture shock, huh?
yeah, extremely.
Now, you're
It
very
was,
fortunate that you're able to move in with your grandmother, with Linda's aunt,
yes,
with Dina.
yeah. I actually got really lucky. She received me because that was the only person I knew at the moment. Literally the only person I knew. So she received me.
It's like coming to a foreign country, basically.
Exactly. Didn't know what was going on.
Your Spanish at the time, how was that?
Oh, it was horrible. It still is horrible. It's still really horrible, but it's you could understand it a little better now.
Yeah, all right.
Yes.
So you got here, you moved in with your grandma, and I know you had started working in the call center, and that had, you started as a mechanic, doing some mechanical work
Yes.
with suspension stuff, and then you started the call center.
Yes. So when I got here, I already had that mentality where I needed to better my life.
Hmm.
So the day after I got here, my neighbors from my grandma's house, I explained to them what happened to me, and I asked for work because I am already an adult, so I had to get to work right away. So I got the job as a mechanic. I worked there for about a year, and an opportunity presented itself in a call center
Hmm.
as a sales development representative.
Hmm.
And so that's what I'm currently doing at the moment. I'm
Hmm.
still there 2 years later,
Hmm.
and I actually became a supervisor, a team head for my
Congratulations.
group of
Awesome.
8 agents now. So, and then when I first got here, I don't know if you remember me telling you when I actually want to become a firefighter, and I got shot down. Like the first time I went to the government agency out here, they shut me down because they're like, you don't know anybody, so we can't help you. And
No,
they
okay, and that's one thing is here in Mexico, it definitely always helps to know somebody, have a connection to kind of get your foot in the door, get going.
exactly.
Yeah, they just shut the door right in your face.
Yeah, they
Okay.
did. So I just looked at it as a lesson. I was like, okay, dream lost. You get me?
Hmm.
A year later, I met a psychologist. She introduced me to some of the individuals that work inside of that government agency.
Hmm.
So she got my foot in the door as a volunteer.
Hmm.
So that's my current goal right now. So as soon as I got my foot in the door, I, you know what they say, we can't let it close now. You
Yeah.
get me? So we have to pursue that dream now. 10 times harder than when the door got shut in your face. So that's my current goal at the moment is to get licensed in paramedic
Hmm.
to see if it could crack the door open a little bit more. Of course, I'm gonna continue studying as a firefighter, see what courses they got to give out here. But like I mentioned, it's not much, and that's what I would really love to meet some firefighters out there that have a lot of experience in the field, just so I could get the proper training or the proper tools that I need in order to accomplish my goal.
Hmm. That's awesome. And right now, uh, you're helping other people.
Yes.
Is that something you want to talk about? Or is that something for another time?
Okay. Yeah.
It's up to you. It's what your comfort level is.
Yeah, no
So
worries.
you want to share your journey, or
Yeah, about a year ago, I had a little stumble as well. It was about a, yeah,
your great grandmother passed
yeah. My
about
great grandmother
yeah.
passed away. We were really close when I first got here.
You'd
And
never met her. You'd never known her.
exactly, I've never
You
known her.
arrive here to Mexico. You have your grandma, and your great grandmother and great grandfather are living with her because she's supporting them, taking care of them.
Exactly. So I'm giving a handout to my grandma with my great grandparents. So I got really close with them. I got extremely close with her and my great granddad that's still alive. And since I wasn't so emotionally intelligent at the moment when my great grandmother passed away, since I was so used to the way I would deal with my emotions in the past,
Okay.
uh, with alcohol,
You fell back into some old.
I fell back into some old habits.
Mhm.
But after a while of me being in that hole, I thank God that I didn't stumble so far into the hole. I just relapsed
Mhm.
instead of doing my old habits, as in the streets.
Mhm.
Uh, I noticed I needed help. I was like,
Awesome.
I need help. I really need help. I don't want to go further into the dark.
Mhm.
So I looked for help. I found a rehabilitation center named Paso Uno in El Pipial, and they see me arrive and they're like, we could help you out, but it's up to you if you want to stay here.
Mhm.
At the moment I didn't want to because my mind was kind of in the dark, but I knew it was the right decision. So I spoke to my work and they supported me 100%. They waited for me about a month and a half, no work, but me getting intense therapy
Mhm.
to try to get past that trauma when my grandmother died, basically in our faces. And
Yeah.
so we were in intense therapy. I started doing a lot of activities, self-help activities within the clinic. They helped me overcome that emotional damage I had at the moment. They lifted my spirits up. They gave me the confidence that I required at the moment. And that's the psychologist I was speaking about earlier.
Mhm.
And ever since I went into the clinic, not saying that in the past miracles have been happening to me left and right, but ever since my mind had, like I mentioned to you on at that Christmas dinner,
Mhm.
I was so accustomed to eating the world at one shot
Yeah.
without building a foundation, and that's why it would crumble. But now, since I'm taking everything step by step, reaching out instead of thinking I could take on the world by myself, I'm building a foundation to my goal, a foundation to my dream.
Mhm.
And I feel that's what's helping me, like, that's what's catapulting me
That's
into my
awesome.
dream at the moment.
And you finished your treatment,
Yes, I finished it
but
2 months ago.
but you're still staying there and volunteering there to assist others.
Yes,
That's
I'm
awesome.
still there. I've been volunteering all the new guys that get there because you go in emotionally damaged the same way I did,
Mhm.
and I just want to show the same love that they showed me when I got there.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy accepting the fact that you're an addict. It's not easy accepting the fact that you require help,
Mhm.
that you can't do it on your own because we're so egocentric at the moment that
Yeah.
we think we could take it off, but in reality we can't. And I come to terms that I can't do it by myself, and I need to spread that love that once was shared to me. That's why I'm still there at the moment. I do plan on staying there a little bit longer, just to how can I say this? Just till I plant enough seeds in other individuals' minds where
Mhm.
they feel that, oh, I need to help as well. Look at
Mhm.
this guy. Look at all he's accomplished. I
Mhm.
want to push them to the same way I was pushed
So they
towards my
see
dream.
you, you see that you've accomplished some of your goals, and they can do it too. That's awesome, dude.
Exactly.
That's really awesome. Well, thank you for spending this time with us. You have an amazing story. I think you could be a motivational speaker. I think you will be a motivational speaker one day. Uh, and wow, it's fantastic that you're helping others and now going on to become a firefighter, and you're successful on the business side as well. So, any of you out there, if you're a firefighter and you have some knowledge and a little time that you can share here with Tony, appreciate it so much. You can mentor him so you can mentor other people. I think
Yes.
that's what you're looking for, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Because knowledge requires to be passed down,
Yeah.
not kept.
That's right. That's no. Well, thank you. Pleasure chatting with you. Thank you
Thank
all
you.
for watching PatsPlatesPv PV Pat Chat
Thank
with
you guys.
Tony, our future firefighter, future mentor. Take care.